I didn't grow up with an affectionate mother. I think the mirror of what she learned when she came into the country, she was a teenager. When she had me, I was the second child in her life, and having to give up one and now keeping me, and then coming into the country, now marrying into a blended family. She only had a certain measure of love that she could offer because, the connection to her mother was not there. I think because of fear, shame, embarrassment, and not to her own will, not to what she desired, but something that was done to her. But especially in the demographic and the time that she had me, it just wasn't conducive to be forthcoming with truth. And so she hid in fear because of having, children out of wedlock. And it was a violation. But to other people, they can fill in the gaps no matter how many times you explain. And so she lived with that heaviness. And so the mirror of the love that I received wasn't the ideal picture. But I think for me, I had to learn through my own children. There you go, Brittney, making me cry. Just the idea of children are a mirror of what you have and don't have. If you're a well-loved child, awesome. Oh, you are steps ahead in the game of just living life. And then there are some of us that didn't have that. And all I'm saying is this, is that even through the lens of Jesus, in his divine hand, with his divine fingerprints, he will fill in the areas where you lacked in order to offer love to others. Because if you are not able to love the person in the mirror, just like the word says, how are you going to love people? How are you going to love your child? How are you going to offer the unconditional love in the reflection of a parent? And so for me, it was a journey of that. And one of the scriptures that helped me so much to kind of, I don't know how to express it, but kind of roam through and achieve something when it comes to love, it's found in the book of Luke, chapter 6. And it begins here. It's verse 33. Because a mother's love, that's the starting point. But it's a lifetime journey when you are trying to navigate the language of love. Because the world will have its version of love, but there is a kingdom version of love. And it's this. It says here in verse 33, if you do good only to those who do good to you, what praise should you get? Even sinners do that. If you lend things to people, always hoping to get something back, and what praise should you get? Even sinners lend to other sinners, but so that they can get back the same amount. That's the way the world's love is. Now in verse 35, it says here, but love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without hoping to get anything in return. Then you will have a great reward, and you will be children of the Most High God. And that's the thing. It's like, if you love this way, then you will be called my kids. Then you're my kids. Then you reflect my image. And he continues to say, but he is kind even to people who are ungrateful and full of sin. You see, a mother's love, that's the starting point, so to speak. It's where we learn, the kind of like the bones of love. But when you begin to flesh out and love people that are not nice to you, people that are not kind to you, people that fired you, people that let you go, people that curse you on the door on the way out, people that, don't have patience for you, loving your neighbor, that's what it looks like. And so I think for me, when I think of a mother's love, that's the starting point. But the highest love is the agape love. It's when you begin to love people who harmed you, people that are not nice to you, children that probably you didn't have a good relationship with, a parent that abused you. Like that was my story. Having to love people to such a degree, then you're automatically called, hey, you're God's kid. Now you really have a handle on God's love. That's hard, but let me tell you, it's a journey worth taking because it tests the bones of what you have in life when it comes to love. And so now in the pandemic, I'm hosting little tea parties on my front lawn with my neighbors. Why? Because I love them. It's God's love.
Yeah.
People that don't believe like me, people that are from a different sexual orientation and, how they love others. It's loving that way. And you have to get to that place where that's the highest esteem. That's where you're trying to get. And so a mother's love, it's just a starting point. And I think for a lot of us, it speaks volumes when God begins to prick your heart in those areas.
Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload. Thanks for being a part of our Better Together community.